Welcome to the Alien Pro Podcast. It is June 17th, 2023, and it's Saturday. And joined today, I have a special guest, Mari. Mary's an experiencer in a lot of paranormal stuff. I'm playing, for those of you who have YouTube, you'll be able to see the videos. We're going to play the various videos that Mary has sent us, and then we'll be discussing them. And then Mary's going to talk about her different experiences and what she's gone through because there's been quite a lot of them. How you doing, Mary?
Fine. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you.
Love your cat. How old's your cat?
Thank you. Well, that one is the Siamese on the bed.
Yeah,
Okay, her name is Magia, which is magic.
yeah,
Magia in Spanish. And she's only a year old. She's a rescue.
very cool. So the cat doesn't. We're gonna roll into. So we're watching a video of, and it looks like something's flying around the room. Is
Yes,
that how it
yes.
looks to you? We weren't able to really slow it down, but it's what can you feel it? What is your feeling when this thing? These are happening do they happen every day,
It's
or
like every day. It's been going on really strong for the past 5 years. I've been able, thanks to technology, something has told me my insight videotape, video, do something because before I would freak out and I didn't know what to do. And these episodes happens every day, and they got stronger and stronger. And once I got my cats, I had a whole bunch of cats. Now I have nine.
wow,
For the past three,
that's a lot of
yeah, I love
cats.
them. Rescue animals. I love animals. I noticed that they were like running out. Cats are always have that nocturnal time and they run around like crazy and their ears sit back and they look ugly. And I noticed that, for a while they were trying to catch something, but I would see glares like in the corners of my eyes, but it was too fast. Then one day I said, you know what? Something said, turn on your camera because I know that you can capture things in camera. So they said, I said, okay. I'm listening to my inner voice. When I did that, my cats were running around crazy after all these orbs. It looked like a whole bunch of when you're blowing bubbles.
Yeah, that's what it looks
And I
like.
was, wow, I was like, oh my good. I felt peacefulness. It was beautiful. They were like iridescent colors. And that's how it all started happening. I felt this is actually with this little light thing. It's actually the second time I feel I'm trying to go to sleep, but I feel like wind or like a feather or something by the side of my face in my ear, and I felt it flapping, and I just thought it was my cat, like trying to, but then I didn't feel her footsteps either crawling up on me. So I decided to look down, and I can see through the glare of the light, from the window. She's right there on my feet. And I said, okay, there's nothing next to me. And I kept feeling this going around. I thought it was like, it's not even a fly because it would have been buzzing anyway, and it would have felt really small. When I turned on the camera, that when I really start, you see how it lights up. It's like it lights up the whole room, and it's around me. And I said, "What the heck?"
How long has this been going on? I mean, I won't ask how old you are, but how long have you been experiencing this?
Okay, paranormal experiences since I can remember the age of 5.
Wow, it doesn't
Yes.
scare you, but kind of scary. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if I'd like that
I've
route.
never felt any bad presence, although I've seen them and I have visions of bad presences, but I don't know. Maybe I'm like a slayer or something. I know it's fantasy, but I'm not
Yeah.
afraid of them and I end up getting rid of it. I don't know how. Don't ask me. I really don't know how I do these things, but it just happened. I know I have to practice more. And I started believing more in myself for the past 5 years. But since I was little, oh boy, I seen good things, bad things. I can feel presence in people, my own family. I can see. It's just, I search help in my own family, but my family were so religious that they said that I was demonized and, they
Oh
try to do
wow.
all kinds of stuff to me. So
And you live
I
in
hired
you live in Pennsylvania. What town do you live in Pennsylvania?
I'm in Philadelphia.
So does this happen? I'm sure you go visit people. Does this happen outside the house?
Yes. Everywhere I go is with me.
Does anyone
or they're with me.
does anyone else have you been in a room where anyone else has been able to experience this?
Nobody experiences, but let me tell you what I've done. I have my family members. Okay, they're very Christian, Pentecostal, like very strong Christian beliefs, and they don't believe in angels. They don't believe, whatever. So, uh, one day I'm recording her children, and I said, "Look at my phone. Do you see that?" She says she thought it was my phone. I did something with my phone. I said, if you hold my hand and let me concentrate with you, put your phone up, turn it on, and just let it be. She started seeing the orbs on her phone.
Oh wow. She believed
Yeah,
then?
for a while she was okay with it, and then she started recording the orbs herself because she was seeing like little orbs and lights and like a little fairy. And she sent me a video one day and she says, Mari, look at this. And I said, you see what I mean? I said, and your children are not afraid because children really can see. Children and animals, they really have a vision. And she says, amazing, but my son is not afraid of it. But then she started thinking it was evil and she stopped. And then she stopped talking to me.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that happens. We have that in other experience. We call them experiencers. You've experienced this, and they will. I've had people that they've lost. They were friends with their neighbors. They told them that they've experienced alien presence, or extraterrestrial, I should say, presence.
Uh-huh.
Or they've seen a UFO, and people actually stop talking to them. They're like, "Yeah, you're crazy." And they
Yeah.
don't appreciate the fact that you all have experienced this. The next video we've got, I went on to the next. I'm starting at the beginning when you sent them to me, and thank you.
Oh, you're
First,
welcome.
and thank you for coming on. This one is. Let me go ahead and fire this one up. This one is where the sheet. It's weird. It's flying around, and it almost looks like a feather. And then it's almost flapping like the wings of a
Of a bird.
yeah, and and then the sheets are come up. I don't know why the you
We were kicking the sheets.
oh, were you kicking the sheets? I
Yeah.
go, why are the sheets coming up? I go, that's kind of weird.
No, it's me.
Get out of
Actually,
here.
okay. This is mind blowing. My partner's daughter passed almost a year ago.
Oh,
She had what you call toxoplasmosis, and she caught that when she was very young in Costa Rica. She used to be barefoot and go to feed the cows and the dogs and barefoot. So her doctor said she had the toxo, but it was under control for years with her medication. So the parasite's like sleeping.
right.
And okay, this one is incredible. Okay, she was a little hard-headed, and every day her mom would say, "You take your medication." She says, "Uh huh, uh huh." You know when your children say, "Mm-hmm, uh-huh,"
Oh
not
yeah.
straight yes or no,
Yeah.
they're lying. It's a lie. So I have my beautiful Black Panther cat Angel and my tabby Angelina. She's a great tabby, and we had them since they were newborn. So I don't know why she came home one day and she just lay on the sofa. She said she had a headache. This was last year.
Oh.
And Angel right away crawled up to her and sat on her head and started licking her head and kissing her.
Oh.
And she's like, "Oh, Marty, Angel doesn't leave me alone." I said, "Are you okay?" She goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I just got a little headache." I said, "Well, let him just, cats are really good with that. Let him just sit there. He's just trying to take that negativity away."
Yeah.
And she goes, okay. Then Angelina climbs on her. Her mother comes in and says, did you take your medication? Okay,
Mm,
gotta go.
yeah.
Next day she comes back. Angel does the same thing. We ran to her apartment. She has not taken her medication for a year.
Oh no.
2 weeks later, she slipped into a coma.
Oh wow.
We took her right away. She slipped into a coma. Her MRI was horrible. She had so much what do you call it, liquid in her brain. Well, I don't know the term. What the
Yeah.
too
Fluid.
much liquid in her brain,
Yeah.
and I was putting a lot of pressure, and the parasite had spread. Let's call it. That's what it is, like a parasite.
Oh no.
It took over. She was like almost a month in the hospital. She lost her mind. She didn't know who we were. She had guards not letting us come in. She was saying we were going to kill her. She would see monsters. It was just a mess. We were put in a list, not that we couldn't see her, because they couldn't understand why she was saying that we were going to poison her, we were going to kill her. They didn't understand that this toxo thing was, driving her crazy. And after that, they called and they said, "You guys need to take her home. She doesn't have much to live."
Oh
So we
no.
brought her home and we tried to do the best we could with her. A week later, she was doing better. She gained all these forces like Superman, and she had this supervision, super nose that she could smell everything, and hearing was incredible. And it just lasted for a couple of days. Then she slipped to another. Her last attack was on my arm. I was with her when she had the final last attack, and she was aware that she was having like an epilepsy attack. I held her, and her son held her until the ambulance came in. Her mother was going crazy. It was just horrible. She didn't let go of me in the ambulance until they let her go. She slipped into a coma. Once she slipped into the coma, she was in a coma for a whole month, and she was intubated. But a week before this happened, we were talking about death. And she said, anything else happens to me, you guys don't put a tube down my throat. But her mom, being a mom, figured I can
Yeah.
save her and tubed her.
Yeah.
And she was in this coma, just living with this tube. And my WhatsApp rang
Well.
and rang, and it was her. And I said, how can it be when her phone is locked in the
Oh.
drawer? Nobody knew her password. She's in a coma and she's calling me. Her mother's phone rings. What is it? Her text message ring and says, "Tell Mari I said thank you very much for everything." And the
Oh.
nurses are there. Everybody's looking at her like, what? And the whole time she's in a coma, I had Angel on my bed, my black cat. This white, I'm going to look for that video. I don't know if I send that one to you. You see this big white thing come out of Angel also. After she passed, we took her to a hospital. She lasted 8 days. Before she passed that day before, I washed her up, I cleansed her, I talked to her, I sang to her. I did everything I could to make her feel comfortable. She passed at 8:30 that morning, Sunday morning, and a week later, that dove came out, because before she passed, she says, "Well, if I ever die, I'm going to come back as a bird, maybe an eagle or something, but I'm going to come around and I'm going to watch over you guys." She kept her word,
Oh wow.
and we feel that it's her. We know it's her, and I see the dove a lot of times here in the house.
So since this has happened since she passed, all these
Yes,
incidents, so it's
yeah,
her. So this is her cruising around. You think?
that's her. Oh
That,
no, I believe it. I see it. I feel it. And everybody that knew her from before, and when I showed this video, right away they said Veronica.
doesn't seem to
Right
be.
away. I don't have to say the name. They feel it.
Well, I learned one thing. I'm pronouncing your name wrong. It's Mari, not Mary.
Mari. It is Mari. Mary. My brother calls me Mary. That's okay.
So the next video we have you with your, it looks like a calico cat. I maybe identified it incorrectly. You're petting it, but
Yes.
everything's glowing. It looks like the cat and you're petting it. And it's kind of, you're talking to it like we all talk to our pets. And
Mhm.
the area is glowing. You familiar with that video that you sent?
Yes. That calico cat, a neighbor kicked her out when she was pregnant. And when we looked at from the backyard, we can see she was hiding this little hole about to give birth. And I said, oh no. It was, she was dirty with butter inside. She was so good. I bathed her and she gave birth. And it looks like she was saying thank you. For some reason, she
Yeah.
had the babies on the floor and she's looking up at me and kept kissing and hugging. And I'm talking to her. I said, listen, you're here for a little while. I'm going to get you a nice place. And I'm sure they're going to love you and they're going to treat you really well. But I'm not going to let you go until I'm fully satisfied that you get all the love you deserve. And I remember my words with her as she's just caressing me. When I looked at the picture, I couldn't believe it. That light, it was everywhere.
Had a great cat. That is
Hmm.
awesome. That is a great story.
And she was adopted with all her babies, and some farm lady took her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then we've got another one. Got some music too, and with this one, probably be able to hear it. And it's a fence. Looks like maybe your back area, I'm guessing. I don't know where it is. And it's night. There's some Looks like moonlight, maybe. There's a white fence. Um,
Oh yes.
and
You see
there's go.
a little thing running back and forth?
Is it? I see small things shooting back and forth, but nothing. Is it another orb that I'm not seeing?
No, it's not an orb. Those little things, for my personal, for what I think, are fairies.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah,
they are
I
kind of
see it. You
flying
can see,
around.
you zoom into it, you can see like a little glitter right behind it.
Yeah.
And I got that one, but then I got another one that you actually see it with legs. You actually see
Oh,
it like
wow.
trying to land. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I said, okay, this is enough. I'm going crazy.
Yeah, I see it flying around in the tree light. There's a tree or a bush or something in the back, and it's
Yes.
flying around. That's interesting.
Yes.
That's good.
Well, first I thought I was crazy. I said, well, I can't be that crazy when I'm videotaping them.
Oops. Gonna have some really loud. Um, this is a cat with glowing eyes and looks like something flying around. You remember this one? I'm sure that
Like
sounds
a
pretty
big
loud on the
orb.
speaker.
Is it an orb that comes around?
Yeah, the cat's eyes are glowing, and
Wait.
it's a orange cat. This one's an orange
Okay.
cat, like a tomcat. I call them tomcats. And
Yeah, that's my hoopy then. So yes, actually that orb also, 2 weeks after Veronica passed, that orb came straight from her picture. Her picture is like way on the back, and I saw it, but I couldn't catch it with the camera. That orb came straight out of her picture towards me, like letting me know, hey, I'm here. And then on the floor, I'm sure you see it, like it bounces. And then on the floor, you see like this little golden thing that runs right in front of the cat.
I'm gonna play it again. Hang on. It's gonna be pretty loud. I have to keep the sound up for the recording, but
Oh,
hang
okay.
on, hang on. Cover your ears if it's too loud.
I really don't hear anything. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's the orb. There's like the small um, fairy, and you can see the cat noticing now. The cats
Yes.
do pay
Hmm.
attention to it, huh? That's interesting.
Yes.
And that's in your. Looks like it might be your kitchen, or yeah, it looks like
Yeah, it's the
kitchen
living
area.
room slash, I mean, the dining room slash kitchen.
That is very. I like that cat. It's a cool cat.
Oh, I saved his life. He was born at home and he had some neurological disorders and
This
I
one is where you sit. We were talking about the uh, dots on your. Looks like on your shoulder. I'll just leave that one still.
okay. You want to talk about that one or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk. You did say you were abducted in one of your notes to me. Did you have an
Yes.
abduction story?
Actually, yes. Okay. Since I can remember, I tell you, it was since the age of 5. I remember it was like, it actually happened like towards when I'm about to wake up that I remember these things. It's like so real. And I used to see a very tall woman, like I used to describe her like the Empire State, not the Empire State, the Liberty. What is it? The Statue of Liberty,
Yes.
like a lady like that, but in gold, and she had all these, like a crown just like that, and it was all pure gold. And she would be at the foot of my bed, and I would see her staring at me, and she was completely gold from head to toe, but her suit was not like the Statue of Liberty. It was like this whole outfit, like an extraterrestrial golden outfit. You know how it's just stuck to the body.
Yeah.
And she was all gold. Her face is gold, and she would like talk to me and tell like telepathically. That's why I said she was staring at me. I was so young, I couldn't remember. All I remember, I would say to her, "Yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh." All of a sudden, I would wake up, and I would have these marks on my back. I don't remember what they look like, but my mom was like, "Were you scratching your back, or how did this get on your back if you can't reach it?" And I said, the lady. That's all I can remember saying. Well, a couple of years back, when I started again 5 years ago, when I really, really started like paying attention, I'm in the shower, I come out, and I'm putting lotion on my body, and I looked at the side of my butt, and I had three dots in the shape of a triangle, but it looked like cigarette burns. And I show my sister, and my sister, I think she knows more than I do, but she won't say anything, and she would just bully me. And she goes, "Huh, you sure some extraterrestrials didn't took you?" And then she says, "Oh, you better check that out. It could be cancer or something." I'm like, she
Oh,
just made jokes out of it. I was always getting like mocked,
yes.
and it didn't hurt. It didn't come off. It was just marks. It was just there, and strangely just disappeared from one day to the same day I noticed it. Like by the next day, it disappeared, and it's weird because it really looked like dark old cigarette burns. It didn't even look like fresh cigarette burns. It looked like it was old.
Were they painful?
And I
They
don't
hurt?
smoke.
Did they hurt?
Nothing. I did not feel anything. And then after, and I didn't even think about taking the picture. I was like, oh. Then after that, I had another triangle, but it was like a needle. I felt like this needle went inside me, my arm. And I was like, oh, what is this? But it was so, so, so tiny that when I looked, it looked like I was pinched with something, but it was in shape of a triangle. So all these things kept happening. Um, Also felt like I was water was being dropped on me, like I was wet, like some water from top, from above in my arms, and like in my car, in my living room, at my mom's house. I feel like drops of water and water was running down, and I would see water running like from behind somebody's head. And like, what's going on? But I kept feeling these things. Then this picture was about, what did I say, 3.5 to 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go in the shower. You take off your clothes. You're gonna look at yourself in the mirror.
Oh,
Hello, you can
yeah.
tell if you have something or not. And I go in the shower and I'm taking a shower, but I don't remember finishing my shower. I just remember standing in front of the mirror with the towel in my hand and I'm wet. That's all I can remember. And as I'm drying myself, I looked and I had the five strange dots going down my shoulder.
Interesting because they're very evenly spaced except for the one. It's like almost even like a little pitchfork kind of thing.
Yeah,
Stuck, yeah.
it's strange.
Uh,
And I started Googling and searching, and then I found all these videos, people making fun of it, like, oh, look, I woke up with these strange thoughts, extraterrestrial, and they're going to take me, woo, woo, woo. And I searched deeply, and then I started looking at other programs where this gentleman from years ago showed the same marks behind his leg.
yeah. They
He
come.
showed behind his leg, and on the finger, people have them, and they just come and go.
Yeah, they talk about it could be an abduction thing. I mean, this if they're taking samples, I haven't seen one on the shoulder before. Usually, they're in the groin area. I've got another experiencer that we'll be talking. We interviewed him already, but we're going to be talking to him in a couple weeks, and I'll send you a text once that episode's up, so you can listen. So you don't have to listen to everything, but
Wow,
you'll want to
great.
listen to this gentleman. He has had a huge amount of experiences, not abduction, but of sightings. Have you? I mean, do you believe the current condition of the world and the United States? I mean, do you have you seen any UFOs or UAPs or anything?
Yes, let me tell you. I was with my partner. We were coming home from work early that day because it was the beginning of the coronavirus thing. This is amazing. um, we were driving, we were close to home, and I'm always looking up in the sky because I always see, no matter what, I always see something. And I'm looking up at the sky, and all of a sudden, we just turned the radio on, and she says to me, "Oh, I like that song." But when she looked up, and I looked up, we saw it was about eight. Okay, whatever it was, it divided into eight. And it wasn't even dark outside, okay? This did not happen at night. It was about seven, which is still daylight here. It was in the summer.
Yeah,
And the way they moved around fast in circular motions, all of them together. She's running like a mini girl. Here's the lights that you say that you see. Oh my God, this is my first time. She turned on her phone, and her phone, she got so excited she didn't get to record anything. By the time I put my phone on, all I grabbed was like the end of it. I can find that one and send it to you. We were like, oh, bummer. They disappear so fast.
yeah,
After this happened, I've never heard of anybody saying that they saw something. And we were the only two. I said, I told you, I've been seeing that since I was little. There's this big star that follows me since I was a little girl. Everywhere I go at night, even as an adult, I felt like I was protected by this big star, which I didn't know what it was. I call it a star. And after that, about a few months later, I hear, YouTube and TV, oh, that they saw some, like a couple of lights that were all together and all of a sudden disappear in this state, that state, the other state. But that was all. I guess it's only for those that they want, you know, them to see, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's amazing. I'm sorry to jump around, but we wanted to make sure we got the
Everything.
abduction portion of the. I mean, did you actually get taken, or was this an experience with the golden lady? The
I actually don't know if I was ever taken because, like I said, the woman, the presence in my room was there for a long time, for a few years. But no, I don't know if I was ever taken because I don't remember being taken. But I do remember the light always guide. I feel like I was guided by the light. It looks like a big star. I didn't even look like a flying saucer. It just looked like this big star. Beautiful,
yeah, they look.
bright.
Yeah, there's different. Yeah, there's different things all the time, all shapes and sizes, and there's a lot going on right now for real. And again, for the listeners, if you're listening on, Apple or Spotify and things, if you go to YouTube, you'll be able to see. We don't have the UFO pictures, but we have all of Mari's um, videos and a picture of her shoulder with the what looks
The
like
dot.
dots. Here's one. Now we're gonna skip back to your. Looks like your hand is glowing.
Yes.
You've got
Okay.
you've got nice hands, like model hands. So it's pretty good. You're doing commercials.
Thank you. The hands. I get this every now and then. It's not as strong as when it started. Like I said, I started 5 years ago paying more attention because a lot of things were happening to me. And I get this weird beep noise in my ears. Since I was little, I had that, but now it's getting, it escalated to, it sounds like a radio frequency, and sometimes it doesn't let me sleep, and I feel like something is pulling my head to up the sky somewhere, but I can't really kind of make it out. I feel like my ears twist and turn like a cat. And out of that feeling with my ears, I started getting. I should send you the other photos. Hand sweating. My hands never sweat. My hands were sweaty, and they also felt like if I had Vaseline, like
Yeah,
slippery. They started feeling weird. And when I turned on the phone to really look at this, I'm looking at them. To me, they're turning colors. To me, that's what it looked like. And when I look at them, light was pouring out of them. And then I had for 2 weeks that I wear gloves because I didn't want people to see me and think that I was crazy. I couldn't stop the itching in my hands. So I had to stay home because I would scratch my hands all the time.
wow.
The palm of my hands. It was like not an itch like you're itching from a bite, just an itch from inside, like when your hands are waking up and you
Yeah.
have them numbed,
Oh
like
yeah.
that prickling, like that. And that's when the light comes on.
And they're actually glowing. I mean, it's weird. I don't even know how you could. I mean, I'm sure you don't have technology at your house to make this, make it
No.
fake. This is for real. It looks like that. It's a
No,
glowing
I
hand.
mean, it's like I'm willing, like if ever anybody want, like I can go to somebody's house that never had this experience and I can say, listen, without me touching their phone, try to concentrate and put your phone on, turn off the light and just leave the lights of your phone on. You can do it. I mean, I can actually have people just turn off your lights if you want, if you really want to see, because I can see them during the day. I can record during day or night. You can see these orbs in my house all the time. But for people that never had the experience, just turn off all your lights, make sure your camera is clean, and turn on your camera, your phone camera with light, and just let it roll and sit somewhere and let it roll. You'll be amazed. They're everywhere.
Was that in a room without any lights on? Just your hand was glowing, or did you have camera light? You just said the camera light.
Oh no, I use camera. I use camera light
Very
because if I
nice.
have the lights on and then camera lights, you can't really see it. But actually, you can see it because you saw the cat going with me, and that was pure daylight.
We're gonna move to the next one. We've got the ferry, and then this one's your looks like the bedroom. Got the TV going there, and I can see you lifting your phone up, getting ready to. This one's interesting. It had it kind of just cruise the entity there, just cruise, kind of just fluttered through the screen there. It's interesting.
Yeah, like a white thing, right? That one.
Yeah, just a little white flapping thing. That's really bizarre.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? And that's why I like to try, like with this phone, I have like the speed, and I try to take down the speed low so I can actually see, like really get to see if it has a shape or a face or something.
Yeah, there was an experiment on one of the shows. I watch all the crazy paranormal shows. It's my job. So they slowed down they had something like this, and they slowed it way down, and it turned out to be just, I know this isn't the case in your case, this isn't it, but they slowed it down so far that it turned out to be just a moth. But it just looked weird in the video, but this looks bigger. This somehow looks bigger. It's not a moth. That's something weird.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I've gotten moth and flies, and you'd be amazed. Yeah, it's very different. Very different.
I got a lot of videos here. Let's see. Okay, this is just a picture, and this is a picture of an orb. Orb looks pretty big in this one, although it's just probably it's a photograph. And
No, no, it's big. It was
was it
so
big?
huge. I'll try to find an actual video of that one. And usually I video and I take the, but I have so many of them, and I was like picking out whatever I can find first. But yes, I do have the actual video of that big
That's
orb.
a good one.
That's amazing.
That's a good one. Thanks again for all these videos. All right.
I thought I was boring you. Like, oh my gosh, but I have to send them to him. He needs to see this because there's so many.
This one's in the living room. It's got looks like your purse is hanging off the door. That's this one, and it just fluttered by, and it's flying around.
I can't hardly hear you. I think you broke
Okay,
it
hang
up a little
on.
bit.
Yeah, hang on just a minute. It's because the music. You got music coming through. So we'll wait for the music to stop.
I can't hardly hear you here. You heard
So
something
this,
about music? I heard
yeah,
something
it's
about
the music, and
but-
it's got this one's got your purse hanging on the door. Looks like your living room, and it's fluttering through there. Yeah, it's got a cat picture. This
yes,
one's got a cat
that
picture.
was some, yeah, like a light thing again, like another light.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one. Remember, I tell you, like that was like the second or third time that have that kind of light. That was the first time that actually I saw that light, and that's in another room. That was at my mom's house. I was staying over there.
Wow, that's an interesting one. That's for sure.
And then you see another one that I'm sitting on the bed, and you see the actual same light come out of my mouth.
Oh, wow. I'm going to roll through these kind of in the order that you sent them to me. Oh, that's a duplicate. That's the fence again. Let me get rid of that one. This is amazing. You've had these experiences.
Yeah, and every day it's just some stuff.
Here's the first fairy. It says you've got it 10/13/2018. Looks like a candle in a bowl, and it's flying around the candle. Looks like there's an image.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. That's when I first started seeing like those little, I don't know what they call fairies but around the candle, yes.
That's amazing.
And you can see it if you see it. Like, you see, like it has little legs, like it's going down, and then it's trying to stand on the bowl.
Let me go ahead and play it again. Yeah, it's. And you just had the candle going and this thing just started flying around?
A what? I'm sorry?
Hang on just a second. Let me. So you had the candle going and it just started flying around in the.
Yes, every time I turn on a little candle, even if I put on a candle just to make the house smell good, I can see them.
Wow, it's amazing.
It seems like the light draws to them, especially when it smells good.
Wow. Here's one. Okay, it's going to be audio, so hang on. This one, you got the black cat. I don't know if I assume this is you. I haven't seen you before. Got the black cat. Looks like in the living room, and well, I'm going to go ahead and play. You're going to hear the music though. Hang on just a second. I'm going to.
Okay.
Looks like there's a lot of them flying around in there on this one. You're kind of laying on the lounging around the couch with the black cat. I don't know. I assume
Yes.
this is you. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
that's me.
and the yeah, they're just kind of all. There's multiple. There's more than one in this one.
Yeah, sometimes I get hundreds of them. You know what's amazing?
Yeah.
If I'm not, I just add the music with because I have the music on my phone. But if I would record and put up music separately, like something really soft, they start dancing, and I want to do that because, but I don't have like I need to have somebody to play music for me on the side, so you can actually see it live, because they love music.
How did you record this one? It looks like the camera's across the room. Was this somebody else
Oh, I
recording?
just no, no, no. I would just put it on another table and sit it there and just press record. That's it.
That's
I
amazing.
just, then I edit when I was like pressing it and then walking towards the sofa. I don't want somebody to see my behind.
So yeah, you work. I take it. What do you do? What do you do for a living?
Okay, right now I am on disability. I did skincare for many years, and I was in a serious car accident.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, I was hit by a drunk driver, and it messed up my whole from cervical to a lower middle spine, and I had a metal plate, like a cervical fusion,
Oh,
put through my neck, in the front of my neck, going all the way to the back. I have metals there, and it gave me sciatic nerve pains, and it just cut off a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do because of the pinched nerve. I couldn't do facials. I couldn't sit for long, and unfortunately, I got into another big car accident on April 1st.
oh no.
It was a police chase this time, and they really took me down, and I'm still here.
Oh no. Are you getting around okay? I mean, you can walk and all that.
Um, Walking is a challenge. I can make it to a block or so. My leg is kind of numb, and it kind of like I get a lot of cramp, and it twists a lot even more now because it's like inflicted the other problems that I had from the other drunk driver
Hey,
accident that I had. That was back in 2009, I believe that's when it was.
what did you
And then now this one, yeah.
what did you do for work before you got hurt?
Oh, I was doing skincare. I was doing facials.
Oh wow.
I was going crazy. Yeah, I love doing facials. I was doing makeup, but my main thing was mostly facial. Before I did facials, I decided that I wanted to work like with a medical group, dermatology. Before I did that, I was working in the emergency room as a medical technician in Minnesota.
Oh wow.
And I said, no, wait a minute. I want to be a medical, but I want to do something else. Like I want to make people feel good and do laser and all this stuff. So then I went to, the medical cosmetics.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you're, you know, laid up. That's kind of tough.
Yeah, it is tough, especially now.
Where were you born?
I was born in Puerto Rico,
And what brought you out?
and my,
How'd you get
huh?
out here? How'd you get out here? Did your folks bring you out here to America?
My parents got me here when I was 5.
Very nice. Did you go back to your home?
Yeah.
Do you ever go back home? Back to
Yes, I've been there a few times. It's just that I'm kind of lost because they're a little different. Their languages are a little different. I was raised among like Cubans, Venezuelan, Colombians, and my mom is half Italian,
yeah.
so my culture is spread. I'm everywhere.
Yep, all over. It's like like a lot of us.
Yes.
Let's see what we got here. What's the next one? This one is okay. You got the calico cat again. Oh, this is. Oh, that's just like the last one. That's like the calico when he's chilling. That's what we got here. Okay, we're gonna have sound on this one too. You're on the. Okay, hold on 1 second. This one, you're on the bed, just kind of chilling on the bed, and they're flying around. You're gonna have music, so I'm gonna play
Uh-huh.
it. Hey. So this one, there's multiple of the entities flying around. Looks like you're in white, just kind of laying on the bed, and they're flying around
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
It's amazing because I do know I have a funny feeling when there's a lot of them or when there's just a little bit. And also with my cats, when they start acting crazy and, trying to catch something on the floor or up in the air that's not anywhere, I said, okay, they're here.
Yeah, do they chase them around and like cats do? They're
Yeah.
like running
Yeah,
around
my
trying to
cats,
bat
it's like
them
they
out.
see them. I think they think they're bubbles. I'm like, when you blow bubbles or something. But the nice thing about it, I know they're not harmful at all. They don't scare me.
Yeah,
I've never been scared by neither of those lights. I just feel peacefulness. I know now it confirms me that we're not alone, that somebody's always watching us. We're a few of them. I always think that they're kind of be like maybe guardians. You know, I just feel like they are our guardians. They're here
that's
to
amazing.
protect us
That is amazing.
and to let us know that we're never alone. I can tell you right now, I can be alone, live completely by myself, and I will never feel alone again.
Well, they're not harmful, so I mean,
No. Mm-mm.
we're
They're
back.
beautiful, and like I said, if it's soft music, you put kind of like this music on, they go crazy. They do these round things, these dances and stuff. It's amazing.
This one, we're playing the video now of the same video of you flipping the sheets on the bed, but this time it's in slow motion. Again, anybody listening, you can see the video on you. We'll have it up on YouTube. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so you've slowed it down in this one, so we can kind of see more. Doesn't look like a moth. It, it's it's almost floating. That's incredible.
Yes. Yeah, it flows, and that's why because moths are so I know a moth when I see it, and I don't record it. I know, and I've recorded before, and it's a big difference.
So you've discussed this with people. I think you mentioned in one of your notes to me and we got acquainted. I think what I did is I sent out I do advertising on my Facebook page, and I think uh, it got sent to you probably based on your page.
Uh-huh.
Um, and that's how we got acquainted. I think is you
Yes.
saw what kind of show we had, and then but you had mentioned that you tell this to people and they just don't believe you. Is that the
No, no, they think it's Photoshop. I said, look, I don't know anything about. I don't even know how to work my own phone.
Yeah,
All I can do is record, and I just press this one button, delay. I go back and forth, fast forward and rewind and put it. So that's it. But I'm not a technical person.
I mean you've shown this to your friends and family. Nobody believe. I mean, is there any? There are some people that believe you, right? I mean,
Some people have believed me, especially when they see my stepdaughter. When that's what I call my stepdaughter, the dove, the white bird, whatever.
yeah.
They feel it. Those who knows us, they feel it. They're like, oh my God, they say her name right away. And yes, I have family that's seen it, and then after a while, they don't talk to me. I'm like, I'm not crazy. If I was just saying it and no proof, I can understand. Maybe, okay, she can be a little cuckoo, but I want to share these experiences so they know that there's more than life. There's more out there. There's a lot more than what we think. But I guess because of religious beliefs and all that, they are afraid. They're not as open, and they shut me off.
Well, that's just not. Yeah, that's.
And it's
People should
okay.
keep.
Me before I used to feel bad, but not. I understand now. It's okay in due time.
Well, people should keep an open mind. That's what we try to do with the U. I've never seen a UFO or a flying saucer. So, but yet I have a weekly show that's dedicated to paranormal and ghosts. We actually did one show. I think it was audio only, but we did all the different kinds of ghosts. Um, uh, for an hour, we talked about every different kind of, not every. I'm sure there were some we didn't get, but we've talked about that before. I don't get people. There's not a lot of people that inquire as to paranormal on this show, even though we do everything. It's just not for whatever reason. Hopefully, by airing this one, I'll be able to get more people. I'm really interested in seeing what people have to say and hearing about their experiences. It's really
Me too. It
interesting to
would be
me.
incredible because I've heard other people having experiences. I have a friend of mine. He went to Puerto Rico, and he said he remembered being abducted, and he said he know he had a chip implant.
Oh, really?
And but we talk about this on our own because nobody, and every time they see us, oh, here they go again. They're both cuckoo talking about their cuckoo stuff. So, he keeps it quiet. I said,
Yeah.
no, it's time to let it out. It's okay. What's that noise out here? It's time to, just throw it out there. I mean, disclosure is coming. People need to know. It's okay. I, it doesn't hurt me if people think I'm crazy or not. It's not, I'm not the same anymore. I'm not the same person I was yesterday. I was so afraid. And now I'm like, okay, I'm crazy. Oh, well, that's fine.
I think crazy is the new normal anyway these days. You know.
And they don't offend anymore. I think I really
Yeah.
like it now.
But I mean, disclosure. You've been paying attention to any of the mainstream news hasn't been talking about it, but there's a thing called News Nation that's been releasing information about a gentleman that's a whistleblower that worked for the government that can he has access to people that have actually seen the UFOs that we have at least a dozen UFOs, maybe more, that we're studying. Have you heard of anything like that? Do you pay attention to that
Yes,
stuff?
I've heard. I've been following. Believe me, it
Yeah,
interests me so much that I've been following everything.
yeah.
And I do believe the people in Las Vegas. Was it Vegas? Yeah,
Oh, the
I do
Vegas
believe
one.
them.
Yeah, yeah. They haven't debunked it, but they haven't proven that they didn't see what they saw. And there's another. I don't know if you saw the video of. They've got another one where the guy zoomed in and there's actually alien fingers coming through the fence to the where they're going through the gate. Remember, into the backyard.
Yeah, I saw that part, like the alien fingers, and then I saw another one. It shows this alien, but it's not the way they described it, so I don't think that's because I. It's scary because I know some people would just add on to the story,
Yeah,
but
to get notoriety. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. They don't. I'm not sure about these guys. They've got a lot of people looking into it. And then they couldn't get a hold of them for a long time, and I don't know if the story's worth any money. I mean, this isn't like nothing ever happens like this, but it is pretty intriguing. I will say,
Oh yes.
definitely.
I always tell to my family, I said, well, if ET come home,
Yeah,
I'll hide him. I would
Oh,
never want to
brother
take him away
Bonito.
from me.
Hi, Bonito. Please,
Yeah.
this okay. There, I brought up another video. This is a cat in a bag. Looks like a glowing thing. Always trips me out the way the cat's eyes glow when you have the light on him. But he's inside his paper bag. And I'm gonna play. It's got audio, so hang on. We're just gonna kind of look at it for now.
Aww. Hi, Bonito. Kiss the camera. Kiss the camera. Go back.
On this one, it's flying around. The cat went, of course, the way cats do. They get in the bag and go crazy. But the entity's flying around, kind of around the bag and that kind of thing. kind of interesting.
Yes, that was at my mother's house. That's my mom's rescue, Mr. Bonito.
Mr.
And he
Benito?
loved bags. And I am always, every time I go to my mother's house, I always bring her cats toys and, we love them all. So, we came shopping and I threw a bag on the floor. Bonito was going crazy with it. And I'm always recording. But then I'm not paying attention, but I look and I see this white light again. Like it passes through real fast. And when I took it slow motion with my finger, like I tried to move it, I saw it had like feathers on the tip of it. If you could see, it looks like the end of feathers. There's a wing, like something was flying by. That one I was able to, you could see it more clear that it's actually like a wing.
That's amazing. Let's see what else.
And I said, Mom, you have angels in the house. She says, I know, I always do.
Did she see? Does your mom see them?
Yes, my mom has the great vision since she was very young as well.
That's amazing. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
what else we got here. Oh, it's more of the cat. Oh, you're pointing. You got a white arrow. You drew a white arrow and pointing at the entity. Then this one's in slow motion. This is a good one. It's in very
Yeah, now
slow
you can see
motion.
it. Mm-hmm. If you see the very tip of it, it looks like a wing.
I'll play it again. Hang on just a second. It's pretty short. Yeah, it almost looks like feathers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I'm going to see if I can freeze it right at the exact moment that thing comes through. There, I froze it. That is kind of, I'm going to leave it frozen there while we chat about it. That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty incredible. Is
Yeah,
there,
that was on the 10th, right? Around the 10th.
yeah, it didn't, yeah, this one's right over the cat. It doesn't have a, oh, yeah, you're right. Um, the 10th. Yes, that was June 10th. That's amazing. Mr. Benito.
Mr. Bonito.
Do
He's
you,
a junkyard boy.
so you guys adopt all these cats? Does your mom adopt the cats too?
Yes, yes. Who can
That's,
say no? I can't. My heart.
we need people like you guys. You know, we have I have a German Shepherd. He wouldn't appreciate having 9 cats around the house, I'm sure. But
Oh, if you were raised with them, he'll be fine. That's how, yeah,
I
that's
don't
how
know.
it is. I love dogs.
I don't know, Mari. He killed a squirrel the other day at the park.
Oh.
He doesn't do it all. This is his second one though. Max
Oh.
is. You probably haven't seen the shows, but he comes on to the show he'll wander in the studio when we do the show sometimes and check on us and then bark. You'll hear him bark, but he goes to the park and he usually doesn't bother the squirrels, but he for some reason he twice he's cornered these squirrels and he's killed them, and it's weird.
Maybe he's just bored and he says, I think I'll play it. He doesn't mean to kill it. He wants to
Yeah,
play
I don't know. And he upsets my wife, because she doesn't want to see anything die. And
I know.
but I'll tell you what though, in the backyard of our house, they taunt him. They come over, they're on the telephone wire, and they make that noise, that little squirrel noise they make, and they flip their tail and they stare at him and they're taunting him. So I think my philosophy is that they're teasing him, and then when he finally gets to the park, well, they're right there, and I'm going to take advantage of the situation and kill one of you. So I guess I don't know. That's just
They have the
my
most funny way of communicating.
that's just my closing thought for the day. So you have anything else? We're running on an hour. If you have any other videos, send them to me. And
I sure will. I don't know if I send you the one when I'm sitting on the bed and oh yeah, I did send it. The bright light comes out of my mouth. I'm trying to
I don't know
say
if I got it.
something.
It's not on
I thought
my.
it was so stupid that I wanted to mute what I was saying. I didn't know what I was saying back then. I didn't know what I was talking about.
So we'll chat for a little bit after. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Then we'll chat for a minute.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Alien Probe Podcast. We welcome comments, questions, or requests to alienprobepodcast@gmail.com. Visit us on Facebook at Alien Probe Podcast. Check out our website, alienprobe.net, Twitter and Instagram at Alien Probe Pod. Like and subscribe at Alien Probe Podcast on YouTube. Check us out on Patreon. We have several episodes on Patreon. Thanks, Mari. I appreciate you coming on, and keep sending those videos, and we can chat again. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much, and I will. Thank you all.